and the total was quite extraordinary. 96 it was for the loss of 1. It's the highest total in a 5-over T20 game in the history of T20 cricket. And look at Andre Russell, 65 off 19 balls, 9 fours and 3 sixes. And here's a look at some of the highlights. Russell Allen's alongside me. What about this, Russ?
I don't know. You asking me? Mohammad Amir, he got the ball to swing in that first delivery, and after that he changed his length, which played into Andre Russell's hands, and there was no looking back from there. Thichila De Silva hold out. Milinda Sirivardhana, great catch running along the boundary line. And that was that. Andre Russell had found his range, and there was no stopping him after that. Full toss, short, length, wide. It just became carnage out there, and clumsy were the Gladiators. They just didn't help themselves with the lengths and lines, neither in the field. Now this little cameo of 21 from Laurie Evans will waken him up as well, and that will serve the Colombo Kings in the games to come. All they need is some runs behind them, and the confidence comes back in. Half century, Andre Russell. Still kept going, there was no stopping him. Outfield didn't matter because he was hitting him over that. 65 off 19.
It was the 5th fastest T20 50 as well for Andre Russell, and that's what they need. 97 for 30. Of course, they lost yesterday to the Galle Gladiators, so they've got to get up and make sure they win today. But there's no doubt the Kings will be quite happy at this stage. Righto, here we go. Mickey Arthur, what are your thoughts?
Well, that was absolute carnage out there. Andre Russell, fantastic. I mean, it makes you think, why don't you just chuck him at the top of the order in 2020 cricket? He could almost get a double 100 in that. But he was superb. Still at the crease, hit through the line, played incredibly powerful cricket shots. He was amazing. And I thought Laurie Evans, as you said, Russ, found his range towards the back end as well.
Mohammad Amir had a massive responsibility when Andre Russell came out there. The ball did swing. He needed to use that length, getting it up there and look for that wicket.
Yeah, that's right. The ball did swing the first ball, but he then went a little bit fuller. I think he might have got a little bit of greedy with his balls, and then after that, it didn't swing at all.
Righto, it was quite extraordinary. He faced every delivery to Andre Russell in that first over, and he went for 26 runs in the first over, so that was magnificent stuff from Russell. And Zazai is a very fine player. Look at that strike rate, 147. He's someone that needs to fire right at the top for the Galle Gladiators. But Andre Russell starting proceedings, and then it was a situation, I think, of course, where it was just all full steam ahead, that's for sure. Lanka, he's got a strike rate of 125.6, fairly experienced with 84 games. Have to go from ball 1, simple as that.
Zazai has a higher score of 162 in T20 cricket. How do you do that?
He's very dangerous. He hits the ball extremely hard.
Udana. Slow ball first up. Bit of a misfield, bit of a knock on. Will they come back for the second? Yes, they do. They're going to have to run back, double up with everything.
Look, we got to highlight that it's not easy. It was pretty wet when the game did start. So they're slipping around, the ball sliding or skidding off the outfield, which makes it very difficult to judge. So there are challenges for the fielders. 2 in the deep square leg and a long on. Was in good touch yesterday. Different ball game here today, though.
With a swing, but he went with the swing. Couple of bounces, and that's gone for 4.
Hatazulu Zaza has done extremely well at the top of the order for Afghanistan. He certainly gets him going. Oh, that was actually Danushka Guntalaka. He's a little bit of width. He hits extremely well over extra cover. We highlighted that fact in the first game.
You can't give width with this field. Udana, known for his change of pace, various different slower balls. Generally execute them with great control.
Yeah, he has got a few variations. He's got one out of the back of the hand as well, which is extremely difficult to bowl.
Yeah, he's got... Sooriyawewa's got so many different slower balls. His speed variation is amazing. And that's what makes him the bowler he is. The key to that last ball was his line as well. But his variation on wickets like this, particularly on flat wickets, is his biggest asset.
So halfway through the first over, 8 on the board at this stage. No doubt they need a boundary or two to finish this over. Hit that well enough. That's gone for 6. That's a very good shot. Beautifully played.
They are in the hunt. 4 balls, 14. Required rate around 19. No dots. Length. Or just short of a length. This pitch. Just sitting up to be spanked. Huh?
No margin for error whatsoever. And the key there, Russ, as you said, the length. Length allowed Danushka to get underneath that and hit it over mid-wicket.
And now the ball will be wet. The seam gets wet means that's a challenge for Udana. We did just mention that his strength is change of pace. So that means he needs a seam that's dry, which he can grip better to control.
Freedy's got the pads on. He's going to be key. Angelo Matthews is providing quite a bit of support for this last, the last couple of balls actually of this over. Change in the field as well to protect that boundary at long on. Man inside the circle, fine leg, and that's beautifully played. That's clever. That's really clever.
That's a really good shot. One of Danushka's strengths. He, as we highlighted the other day, he thrives on width, and he does play these little dinks and plays them very, very well.
But from Udana's point of view, nothing wrong with it. That's what you want. But the skills of the batsman these days, the ability to read the game, so hard for bowlers.
Bit of context, 26 runs scored off the first over by Andre Russell. 18 off this one so far with 1 ball remaining. It's going to be called a wide, I think it is. It is. A little bit of swing away as well.
So in a certain, for argument's sake, if you bowl it full and they dink you for 4, you're better off than bowling short and getting hit for 6 because you're saving your team 2 runs. I guess that's the way the bowlers need to look at it.
Yeah, and again, and we have a look at his Sooriyawewa's speed variations there. As you always say to the bowlers, you just want them to execute. You want them to bowl their best ball. And if a batsman hits you off your best ball, there's nothing you can do. So you don't want him to be at the back of his run-up now, being tentative and not know what he's going to do.
His line has got to be spot on here with 3rd man inside the circle and also fine leg. What do we got now? A bit more protection at long, a wide, long on. In fact, a deep straight to mid-wicket has gone into place.
Slower balls, that's what you can try with this field.
Yep. There's a man at long on as well. Now there's a bit of swing, but it's gone past the inside edge. That's a very good finish to that over. 19 for none. So Freedy will come in next. The form that he was in the other night. He'll jump up that batting lineup and will come in next. The fall of the first wicket. So 1 over gone. That's fine. 19 for none at this stage. They've still got their work cut out, obviously. So tall ask from here, 78 from 24 balls, that's what they need. Teams have got to get up, and teams are a little bit desperate and they've got to win games. They can do special things, and that's what the Galle Gladiators have got to do. Chimera now. Dragging on the onside, just the single.
Dushmanto Chimera, he can bowl with some express pace. I hope he backs himself here, because if he does, he'll be a difficult customer in these conditions.
It's the best thing, I think, also to Zai to get the one and get Gunatilaka back on strike. 18 off 6 balls at this stage. Clever again. He's got enough on it. Something they practice a lot these days. Is he going to come back for the second? Yes, he can do that quite comfortably.
They bowled a good bowler to finish the over, Isurudana. He fluffed the batsman, as Darren Ganga would say. But between the overs, have a listen. Just instructions barking out to everyone of the point we were talking about, that it's difficult to feel with the water, it's coming at different paces. Just make sure you stop the ball. So that's experience for you, just passing on the information.
It's going to be bowled again. That's a wide.
And that's what you'd expect from your senior players. A little bit of extra edge you've learned from playing so much of cricket, and it makes a difference.
It makes a massive difference, and you know, you can't go down to the local supermarket and buy experience. You get experience by playing, and Isurudana's played and done well all around the world. Just on that one, I don't mind him bowling that bouncer. That just plays with the batsman's footwork now.
Straight, oh, direct hit would have been out.
Shamira thought about it, bailed out. It didn't come back at him as quickly as he thought. Thought about sticking that hand out for the return catch.
Would have been out by a long distance had there been any connection with those stumps at the bowler's end.
But just on that, he bowled the bouncer, he gave away the wide, and you don't mind that as a coach, because it does play with the batsman's footwork, and we didn't see the transferal of weight in that shot from Danushka. His weight was slightly back.
Zai on strike now. Oh, that's solid. That's a beautiful shot. Strong wrists. Punt that away for a boundary. That's a mile 11 circle champion shot.
It's not easy to hit that length like that. The fuller you are, it's hard to get underneath it. Short hand jab. Geez, we're seeing some outstanding shots today. It's just making us feel, what's happening here? Deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. 2 over power play in this 5 over game.
I really like the way that Angelo Matthews is spending so much time chatting to his bowlers. Calm head, that's what you need in these sort of situations. Beautifully bowled. That is a perfect length. You cannot do much with that at all unless you happen to be batting deep in your crease. Your name's Andre Russell.
He's bowled a good over here so far. Touchwood, Dushmanto Chimera. Pretty impressive. He's known what he's wanted to do. Hazy, you made the point about Angelo Matthews spending a lot of time with him. He's got plans and he's executing it. The key is, if at the back end of his run-up, if he knows what he wants to do, commit to that decision.
Dry the ball, and he's working the seam. You want a dry seam.
Last ball, the second over. Oh, that's whipped away. Whipped away for 6 runs. That is a perfect way to finish over number 2. So 16 runs off that over, 35 for no loss. Overs 1 and 2 for the Colombo Kings were the same. 26 off the first, 26 off the second as well. So 52 for 1 it was after 2 overs. And even though that last one was good, 35 for none at this stage, they're still well behind the 8 ball. Priyanjan now into the attack. Just a half a shot, really.
Look at where he was. Look at where Chandimal was. The wicketkeeper generally follows the line of the ball. And he was the only one who appealed.
Interesting choice this, Ashan Priyanjan, coming on now. When you got Qais Ahmed also in your attack. The only way I can think of that, and the only reasoning sense it makes, is simply because there's 2 right-handers there. Danushka Gunatilaka, very, very good. 6 off the last ball. You want Dushmanta Chamira to exit and close his over.
Oh, he's tried to hit that one a long way, but he's played and missed. If you have downloaded the app that we've been talking about, the My 11 Circle app, and you've picked your team and you've got some key players involved in the game today, I'll tell you what, you would have been extremely busy so far. You would have had Andre Russell, I'm sure about that. We've been playing with some champions with that app. But no doubt throughout this tournament we're having a lot of fun with that. That's leg side, hit the pad, couple of dot balls.
The move paying off. Left-handers, you'd like to bring the off spinner, but it's not that you're expecting this pitch to turn or get it to grip. So it's basically going to go on with the arm. He's just cramping them with change of pace.
Halfway through the 3rd over, 1 run only. They've got to be big boundaries now. That is also just a little trot. That's all it is for 1. So 2 runs off 4 balls in this over.
He's bowled it well round the wicket into the pads, just skidded on, not giving them any room to free their arms. Been a good over so far.
60 required off 14 balls. Goodness me. Oh, it's another dot ball. Again, into the pads, cramping him up.
Again, our timer is wasting time.
And he's picked up a wicket. That is an extraordinary over. That is magnificent stuff. It has just conceded 2 runs and also has picked up a wicket.
One of those was a leg by. And in a game where everyone's been scoring at 20 or maybe even 25 and over, how do you bowl an over for a single? Zazai for 6, 37 for 1.
There's 12 balls left in this match, and looking at that equation, I think you can do the maths. It is going to be extremely difficult. Yes, there's 9 wickets in hand, but goodness me, there's going to be some serious hitting required here. Afridi has just arrived. That is just a little bit of hope, I guess, for the Galle Gladiators.
He's at the non-strikers in 5 runs a ball required. The wicket. Dixila de Silva takes it easy when everyone's been struggling to hold on to that ball.
Yeah, it was a unbelievably good over as well by Prihanjan. He got his lines right. He round the wicket into the pads. No room for them to free their arms. Nothing to get under. And he got his just rewards for the pressure he built at the back end of the innings.
Some serious experience there. 321 games at that strike rate. 154 throughout his career.
2 overs remaining, needing 60. Yesterday, in a certain passage of playing 2 overs, Afridi scored about 42, if I remember right. Still short. Oh, they've gone to sleep. The Gladiators, it's 11:52 p.m. Just looks a bit like that. Or are they in lockdown, Hazy?
All that for a dot ball. There's protection out there. They'll try and no, they won't. They want Afridi on strike. They want as much of Afridi on strike as possible, I think, for the rest of this game.
Yep, it's the only hope, and they've gone back to the experience, the massive experience again of Sooriyawewa and the master of the change of pace.
10 balls remaining, 10 sixes needed. Well, if anyone's going to be doing it,
the only man who can, Shahid Boom Boom Afridi.
Just again, have a look at O'Donnell here. He knows exactly what he wants to do to Afridi. He's got a strategy. He's just making sure all the guys are in exactly the right spot. He knows exactly what the plan is. He's thought about it. Wide outside the line of off stump, and it is called a wide in the end.
Afridi called it, and he got it.
Yeah, I think he called that based on his delivery that was called wide in the last over. Let's have a look. Change of pace. Yeah, probably umpires probably just got that right, I think.
Yes, too harsh. Oh, it was I who was harsh. Yes.
So again, there's going to be no pace. There's no men back at third man or fine leg. Nice and full, squeezing it down through the third man region, and that's gone for 4. That's a My 11 circle champion shot. And he wants a new bat. Andre Russell did earlier. Afridi now wants a new bat as well.
But very well bowled. Still gone for 4. But that's the nature of the game. As a bowler, as a player, you have to understand that, soak it up, and focus on what's next.
Yeah, and he set his field as well. We've seen a deep mid-wicket, deep long on, deep long off, deep extra cover, and deep cover point. It tells you what he's going to bowl. He's going to go slow. He's going to vary his pace. And as long as he executes, if he goes for 4, it's unlucky.
If he executes it properly, he'll hit this field. If he misses, the field's not going to matter. Because that's how powerful these players are these days. It's going to go over.
Can he finish strong with 3 sixes and 3 balls? Obviously not. That's a dot ball.
I'm very surprised with that. He got some shape on it. This ball should be wet. A little bit of hoop back into Afridi. But it was more the length that defeated him.
Yeah, again, using all his experience. He's head and shoulders above anybody else here tonight. There we go. A little bit of shape back. You're right, Russ. A little bit of shape. A very good seam. He presented that seam very, very well.
A wet ball, that happening? Wow.
sliced that away. Has it got through? Yes, it has. Pick the gap.
I told you, get it right, concede 4. You're still winning because you're saving your team 2. Get the math right. And when you have runs on the board, you're good.
He's not happy with his boundaries, Afridi. He knows he's got to be bigger than that. They've got to go over for 6s. That's their only chance. A little bit of a chat between the two a couple of balls ago. He was signaling the fact there was a bit of in-swing back towards him, and then at the end of that delivery, again, a little bit of interaction. Nothing wrong with that. 10 off the over, 1 ball remaining. And that's another boundary. So 14 off that over. He's not happy, Afridi. He's got a bit grumpy tonight. Wasn't happy with their fielding. And shaking his head a little bit as well. 51 for 1. Just a quick look at the broadcast partners for the Lanka Premier League, and we had 3 hours of rain. If you stuck around, and let's hope you did, or tuned back in, you'd have witnessed something really special from Andre Russell. 65 off 19 balls early today. The digital partners as well. 9 4s and 3 6s. That certainly was worth watching. If you happen to miss it, I'm sure you're going to catch some highlights as well. Qais Ahmed now to bowl the final over. The single.
The required rate 54. Game done. As you say, Mike, you might as well throw in the white towel now. Game over.
What if it rains now? It's been raining boundaries. I'm not meaning boundaries. It rains.
Yeah. Be very interesting because it won't be a game.
The thief in the night, the rain.
Bit of flight, bit of turn.
He's a very good bowler, Qais Ahmed. He was particularly good with the Hobart Hurricanes in the Big Bash last year. I think he is a very, very fine bowler.
Is it going to be out? Yes, it is out. Qais Ahmed has picked him up. We're not going to see the flip at 11:59 p.m. Going to wait a little bit looser, I think, earlier in the day before he gets a flip underway. Qais Ahmed.
Very good catch running backwards. Ashan Priyanjan. That over that he bowled changed the game. 1 run, 1 wicket, takes a catch. Shahid Afridi. He's gone. Too much to do for him too. Well, Shahid Afridi, it's 52 for 2. Well, they've asked him to hang around. So that would mean the only reason that would be to check the front leg. If you're checking if the batsman crossed, Afridi doesn't need to hang around. Azam Khan, new man.
Shahid Afridi's the last to go for a dozen runs. Azam Khan has arrived in the middle now. 3 overs left in this, 3 balls left in this game actually. Strike rate's certainly handy. But this is a bridge too far. So many runs to get and only 3 balls to go. Just gone past midnight. Local time in Sri Lanka. Ahmed has picked up his first. 1 for 1, his return at this stage. Going down leg.
Nicely bowled, slow through the air. That's what's allowing him to get some turn. Is it another? Is it another? For Ahmed? No, it isn't. It's actually another, but it's another 6.
That's unlucky. He's bowled a very, very good over. Again, change of pace has been amazing. Azam Khan hitting through the line. Let's see if this one went over. No, 4. Isuradana, he should have caught that.
It's not a 6. It's a My 11 circle champion shot.
Last ball. Still having a dip. What's he done to finish? He's picked up another big one. 6 more runs. Couple of big 6s to finish.